He tried the door, and though it held fast before the hardest blows from the policeman, it now swung open with his fearful touch. But inside the attic, and in the turret above, there was no sign of his waiting bride. There was no body to be found, only a torn, forlorn wedding dress draped beside a burnt-out candle. He did not need to be told. He knew in his heart that his young bride was dead. In a maniacal, grief-stricken rage, the captain ordered the mansion shuttered and closed, sealing himself inside. A full new moon waxed and waned, and at last the guilt-ridden nobleman returned to announce the funeral rites for his most misfortunate daughter. And so it was that it was a long, long time before the courageous and curious finally broke down the doors to that mansion. Perhaps you can guess what they would have seen inside. High above the grand gallery, as high as the dim light would allow one to see, was the gently swaying body of the captain. For surrounded by a hall of grand portraits, he had hanged himself from the rafters of his glorious mansion, the mansion he had built for his bride. It was not long after that many strange things were seen and heard in that mansion, but of all the frightening, displaced sounds that could be heard, the most prevalent was the sure, steady thump of an ever-beating heart. It could be heard in the attic, or in the turret, or in an attic trunk, only to move to a dark corner whenever the trunk was opened, and though it moved when searched for, it grew louder at night in answer to the sounds of the sea. It never stopped beating. Some say it is beating still. Perhaps, if you listen closely, do you hear it? The beating heart of the bride.